Good evening, friends. You are most welcome to Thinkers channel. Today we are discussing the second ARC report and ethics in governance. Our topic is ethics in public life. Ethics is grounded. Ethics is grounded in the notion of responsibility and accountability. In democracy, every holder of public office is accountable ultimately to the people. Such accountability is enforced through a system of laws and rules, which the elected representatives of the people enact in their legislatures. Ethics provide the basis for the creation of such laws and rules. It is the moral ideas of the people that give rise to and shapes the characters of laws and rules. Our legal system emanates from a shared vision of what is good and just. The fundamental principle in a democracy is that all persons holding authority derive it from the people. In other words, all public functionaries are trustees of the people. With the expansion of the role of the government, public functionaries exercise considerable influence over the lives of people. The trusteeship relationship between the public and the officials requires that the authority entrusted to the officials be exercised in the best interest of the people or in the public interest. The role of the ethics in public life has many dimensions. At one end is the expression of high moral values, and at the other, the specifies of action for which a public functionary can be held legally accountable. Any framework of ethical behavior must include the following elements. First is codifying ethical norms and practices. Second is disclosing personal interest to avoid conflict between public interest and personal gain. Third is creating a mechanism for enforcing the relevant codes. Fourth is providing norms for qualifying and disqualifying a public functionary from office. A system of laws and rules, however elaborate, cannot provide for all situations. It is no doubt desirable and perhaps possible to govern the conduct of those who occupy positions in the lower echelons, ACHELONS, echelons, and exercise limited or no discretion. But the higher the echelon, ACHELON, echelon in public services, the higher the echelon in public service, the greater is the ambit of discretion, and it is difficult to provide for a system of laws and rules that can comprehensively cover and regulate the exercise of the discretion in high places. One of the most comprehensive statement of what constitutes ethical standards for holders of public office came from the Committee on Standards in Public Life in the United Kingdom, popularly known as the Nolan Committee, or we can say NOLAN, Nolan Committee, which outlined the following seven principles of the public life. First is selflessness. Holders of public office should take decisions solely, in terms of public interest. They should not do they should not do so in order to gain financial or other material benefits for themselves, their family, and their friends. Repeat this: selflessness. Holders of public office should take decisions solely in terms of public interest. They should they should not do so in order to gain financial or other material benefits for themselves, their family, or their friends. Second is integrity. Holders of public office should not place themselves under any financial or other obligation to outside individuals or organizations that might influence them in the performance of their official duties. Third is objectivity. In carrying out public businesses, including making public appointments, awarding contracts, or recommending individuals for reward and benefits, holders of public office should make choices on merit. Fourth is accountability. Holders of public office are accountable for their decisions and actions to the public and must submit themselves to whatever scrutiny is appropriate to their office. Fifth is openness. Holders of public office should be as open as possible about all the decisions and actions they take. They should give reasons for their decisions and restrict information only when the wider public interest clearly demands. Sixth is honesty. Holders of public office have a duty to declare any private interests relating to their public duties and to take steps to resolve any conflicts arising in a way that protects the public interest. Seventh is leadership. Holders of public office should promote and support these principles by leadership and example. These principles of public life are of general acceptability and applicability. These principles of public life are of general applicability in every democracy. Arising out of such ethical principles, a set of guidance and guidelines of public behavior in the nature of a code of conduct becomes essential for public functionaries. Indeed, any person who is privileged to guide the destiny of the people must not only be ethical but must be seen to practice these ethical values. Although all citizens are subject to the laws of the land, in the case of public servants, there must be standards of behavior more stringent than those for an ordinary citizen. It is at the interface of public action and private interest that the need arises for establishing not just a code of ethics but a code of conduct. A code of ethics would cover broad guideline a code of ethics would cover broad guiding principle of good behavior and governance, while a more specific code of conduct should be in a precise and unambiguous manner stipulate a list of acceptable and unacceptable behavior and action. Thank you very much.